Before I begin, I would like to thank all of the organizers of the event, especially Pat Johnson, thank you. Rabbi Bregman for his wonderful introduction. Rabbi Kaplan for your words are wonderful, thank you. And of course, Vancouver, hello. I would also like to thank each and every one of you for coming out today. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to know that you come out to show your support and take a stand against hate. Nir Katz, Nir's mother, sent me a few words. On behalf of Isla, I'm going to read them to you. It has been a month since Nir and Liz were killed out of hate. Nir, my son, was killed while volunteering to help young people be who they are as human beings. Nir, like other counselors, was there to help young people create and maintain an internal dialogue regarding their identity and their sexual identity. He was there to help them find their strength and walk their unique path in our world. It was a place where young people could be themselves, accept themselves and others as they are. We all need such a place. This year, Nir was active as a leader for high school students through their first steps in business. At the same time, he was beginning to develop startups and businesses of his own. Nir wanted to be rich. When I asked him what he wants to do with all the money, his reply was simple. I want to be a teacher, a guide to young people. I want to teach them to think creatively, to think out of the box. I want to teach young people to find what they really love, what they want to be and do. And I want to help them find strength inside them to walk their life path. His love will always be with us. We will always remember his smile. I am grateful he is my son. I am proud of his path in life. I thank God for every single minute he was part of my body and part of my life. Nir touched many hearts. A bullet directed at his heart killed him, but it did not and will never kill his love and his life's legacy. As Nir's mother, I appreciate the support that Vancouver has offered to me and my family. I thank all of you for attending and participating in this ceremony. My call to you now is to take the seed of love and caring, grow it in your heart, continue to foster its growth, and bring it with you into the future. My name is Nir Katz was my cousin. I met Nir for the first time 5 years ago at his father's memorial. I was 17 and just started a year of studies in Tel Aviv. I was very moved to see how Nir interacted with all of his 6 siblings, and I only wished I had a family like that. Only a month after meeting him, I moved into Nir's apartment and we became roommates. We had our ups and downs, like all first-time roommates, but in the end, a true friendship developed. We kept in touch over the years, and the last email he sent to me was 3 days before the shooting. He was inquiring about cell phone plans in Vancouver. I found it rather odd that he was asking. It wasn't until I spoke with his partner Thomas a few days after his death that I found out that they were planning to come to Vancouver in March to get married. I had already made plans to go to Israel this October, and Nir, Thomas, and myself were giddy with excitement to see each other again. Thomas tells me that my room is still referred to as Carmel's room, and that it's ready for me to come back to. It hurts so much to think that instead of giving Nir a big hug when I get there, I will be visiting his final resting place. Nir's sister Pen spoke to 70,000 protesters in Kikar Rabin in Tel Aviv a week after the shooting. The following is an excerpt from her speech. Nir cared so much about the gay community. As soon as he came out, he became a member of Our Colors, and I went with him every Wednesday to the movement's meeting. He showed me a world of so much freedom, a world where you can bring yourself with no mask, and everyone accepts you for who you are. He brought me to a place where I could speak my mind and say everything that I wanted, listen to opposite opinions, and just be there, listen, and receive. My brother was not scared of homophobia. My brother, in those moments in the bar noir, felt as though he's in the safest place on earth. He came there in order to assist teenagers who were still afraid and unsure of themselves. We will continue in his way and give them back this sense of security. I wish to thank everyone for their support, tears, and hugs. Keep going with your head held up high with pride. As much as this vigil is about remembering my dearest cousin and the other victims, this gathering is equally, if not more importantly, a means to take a stand against hate. When I first heard of my cousin's murder, on top of being in grief, I felt useless being here in Vancouver, feeling unable to take action. But after hearing of the rallies being set up around the world in Tel Aviv, Haifa, Berlin, Boston, and New York, I realized I could be proactive even in my mourning. And with the help of Pat Johnson from Vancouver Hillel, I can say that as of tonight, we all just added Vancouver to that very list. My cousin and Liz were killed because of hate. Hate is all around us. Nir's first cousin, Sivan, wrote a very moving piece of which I've chosen to read a selection. It is impossible to understand how deeply homophobia penetrates, how supposedly innocent acts, like using the word gay as a teasing word, runs deep in our collective consciousness, making a valid space for homophobia to exist in our societies, in Israel, Canada, and all over the world. As a family member and a member of the gay, lesbian, bi, and trans community myself, I still try to find some sense in what happened and fail every day. The unbridgeable gap between how Nir lived and how he died feels too painful to bear. His compassionate nature, his love for people, and his caring nature stand in a stark contrast to everything that stood behind the attack. If Nir's life were to carry one message, I believe it would be the message of tolerance towards one another, of accepting everyone for who they are. And his death, like a black hole, an infinite space that shook us to the core, also made each of us stop and reflect on the values Nir instilled in the people around him, and hope that we too will be as compassionate, loving, and gentle in our lives as he was in his. Rest in peace among angels, loved child, your cousin Sivan. Let me take a moment here to remind us all that just because this tragedy happened halfway across the world does not mean it holds no significance for us standing here. Hate is a universal issue plaguing this world. Vancouver takes pride in being a safe city for its gay, lesbian, bi, and transsexual community, but how safe is it from hate crimes? The man I sublet my West End apartment from, although not gay, was attacked right on Davie Street while walking home because his attackers thought he was gay. One of my customers confided in me that he has been assaulted an astounding 4 times because he is gay. And let us not forget about Aaron Webster, who was brutally murdered by a mob of homophobic men in Stanley Park because he was gay. These are just 3 examples of hate crimes that I alone am connected to. Such crimes don't just affect the victims, but the lives of their friends and families as well. I am sure that each and every one of you has either been directly or indirectly affected by hate. Tonight, we will not just remember Nir and Liz, we will also take a united stand against hate. No one should ever have to live in fear of who they are, no matter if they're gay or straight. May you two rest in peace.